This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew. I'm again joined by Mark Chancey. Welcome back to the show.
What are we talking about today? Is it Blue Jays or Leafs or both?
We're talking about the Leafs today.
Leafs?
Leaf show, yeah.
Oh, that'll probably not be as bad then.
I don't know.
When do you want to get into it?
Right now.
Because I have an idea.
Right now.
I have an idea for the thumbnail, and this is what today's thumbnail is going to be, okay?
Okay. I have to change it. Okay.
What?
I have to change it because I probably made one that's not working.
Simple. Get a close-up of Puddinhead.
Okay, but does that mean Schneider or Hoffman?
Schneider.
Okay.
With a... Whoops. I'm really upset. With the title, Fire This Man.
Yeah.
Okay?
There you
That's
go.
all I want.
Yeah. Okay.
Then me and you down in the corner like this.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. And for the guy that left a comment there last week or 2 weeks ago that we were unlistenable, I hope you're not listening.
Yeah, I hope so.
So I responded back, then don't listen. Duh.
Don't listen.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah.
How are you today, my son? WrestleMania weekend?
Well, yeah. Well, we haven't mentioned it yet.
What?
'Cause
we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Yeah. So WrestleMania weekend, of course. And
You weren't impressed with night one?
no.
Okay.
This isn't, I don't have enough time to go into it, but.
Go on the record, you're just disappointed.
Yeah.
I asked, so what do you mean? Like the matches were not
Maybe
how you wanted
I'll make
them,
a second show today, just me, and I'll just go on about it forever.
Yeah?
Maybe I will. I don't know.
Okay. I thought you wanted a nap.
That'll be later.
You don't need to nap. We got a holiday Monday. It's St. George's
I don't.
Day.
You do.
Oh, you don't have
But
a
I'm
holiday.
off on Thursday afternoon and Friday.
You know what? You've missed so much time this year. I can't believe they're giving you more time off.
Yeah, well.
I can't believe it. So do you want to talk about the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to start or you want to start?
So I'll just start it here with some opening.
Let everyone
remarks.
know, in case they weren't watching last night, how it all went down.
Blue Jays lose another series to the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have not won a series since they swept the Athletics, the first series of the season. They lost 6-2 in Arizona. It was a late game, and they again. I was watching WrestleMania. I didn't see the game, but all I know is they brought Jeff Hoffman in late in the game, 8th, 9th.
Bottom of the 8th.
Gave up
2-2.
Gave up 4 runs.
Bottom of the 8th. 2-2.
2-2. Gave up
Walked
4
a
runs.
run. Walked a batter. 3 hits. Loaded the bases. And guess what?
It was bad. Yeah.
A grand salami. A grand salami. So let me just point something out here. He has now converted 2 out of 5 save opportunities this year. That is a 40% clip for saves. That's your closer who's saving you 40% of the games he's brought into. So for him to get to 30 saves this year, he's going to have to make a little over 100 appearances.
Yeah.
That's not happening. What are we doing? So
I said the same thing about WrestleMania.
I'm gonna steal your thunder because I
What
know
are we doing?
I know we both have it. I gotta think after last night,
We do. I think we'll have the same.
Schneids. And I don't know how much of this is on Walker because Walker's right in his ear. He should be saying, "Are you nuts? You're going to him." But I got a feeling they're both like, "Oh yeah, no."
Walker's just a puppet, man.
So Schneids, I gotta think, is thinking, "Okay, we're done. We can no longer piss away games like this." Sorry for the strong language, but tells you where I'm at today. So I thought, gotta be, right? So
Nope.
I'm scouring through my app, and there's a quote from Mr. Schneider himself. Do you want me to read what I have?
We probably have the same thing, but yeah, go ahead.
I have 3 quotes from him.
Oh, I have one, but I think we probably have the same thing.
It's all the same quote. It's all from the same article. I know, this is what he says, quote, "I know there may be people who don't want to hear this, but I've got a lot of trust and confidence in Jeff Hoffman."
Great start.
Is that the one you have?
No.
No? Okay. Next quote. "If there's a situation to
You got
close out a game,
That's the one I got.
I'll take Jeff Hoffman."
That's the one I got. There you go.
Right there, that's a fireable offense.
That's the one I got. Yep.
Here's the last one, right? This is we're gonna build him up like we haven't done that enough. "We all believe in him. We all love him. We all believe he's going to figure it out.
Oh, my God.
And get big outs for us. That's never going to change. So you just said, no matter what, it's never going to change. You're always going to think he's going to get you big outs. So you're going to keep going to the well, bringing in the horse on 3 legs to run the race. He loses, and it's the definition of insanity.
Is this not exactly what they did with Brendan Little?
Never mind last year. He was horrible. He got it together later in the year. He cost us the World Series.
Yeah.
Now, you can say, Shane Bieber gave up a home run. I think Yashavich gave up a run.
You've been saying the Varsho
I
needed to
understand
hit.
that. But you brought your closer in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 out and a 1-run lead, and he didn't get it done.
Nope.
Right there, I'm thinking, this is not good. Now he's been brought in for 5 save situations this year, a horrible year. He's converted 2 of them.
Yeah, and I actually, my other thing that I had here was no player has blown more saves than Jeff Hoffman since he joined the Blue Jays.
But to keep talking about him like he's the next coming. Why did Baltimore pass on him?
Because they saw something in his physical.
Who's working for Baltimore that we can hire to keep us out of this mess? If this is not the reason. Now, it's a funny thing, Schneider just got a 2-year extension.
Yeah.
Atkins just got a 5-year extension. So nobody's going anywhere.
I don't know why GM got 5 years, but okay.
I have said I cannot stand this manager. And that, my friend, tells you why. To keep bringing this guy in and keep blowing saves and games and keep doing it, that's the definition of insanity.
You know what? Yeah, but it's the same thing they did with Brendan Little.
This is worse.
But they kept bringing him in the same position.
This is the guy that comes in the 9th to shut it down so you can win the game.
The Blue Jays have issues of not letting go. They can't let go of things. I don't know why. They just can't. They couldn't let go of Little. They finally did. They can't let go of Hoffman.
We said...
Oh, but by the way, this is a kind of off topic of Hoffman.
You're interrupting me.
This is kind of off topic of Hoffman. But first of all, Vladdy's got to figure it out.
There's a whole bunch of other things on that team that got to be figured out.
The biggest thing to me is Okamoto is the biggest waste of money.
I'm not there yet.
No, yes, he is.
No, you're 20 games in.
He's a strikeout machine. That's all he does.
But he wasn't a strikeout guy in Japan. He's going to make an adjustment. I think we're going to be fine with him. He's not going to be Bo Bichette, and Bo Bichette isn't very good this year either.
Bichette's not good, yeah.
But we know Bo Bichette is good, right? I think Okamoto's going to figure it out, and we're going to be fine. There's a whole myriad of reasons why the Blue Jays are terrible, and they're leaning on injuries. Oh, just all the injuries, right? Well, doesn't matter. In a 2-2 game, you bring in your closer to get you into the 9th. Not even sure why they brought him in the 8th, and he blows it up. Maybe that was a low-stress situation. They were trying to build up his confidence.
Maybe.
Well, it didn't work because they brought in Rogers. He was perfect.
Yeah.
Max goes out and gives you six innings of 2-run ball. You go to Rogers, we're 2-2, we're good. And then you bring in Hoffman, and it's 6-2 going into the top of the 9th. Okay. Okay. Well done there, Schneider. I said I don't like this manager. I don't like this general manager. And what did we say they had to address in the offseason? They had to address in the offseason.
I also don't like the president.
What did we say they had to address?
Closer.
And what did they do?
Didn't do it.
Bupkis. They did bupkis.
Well,
here we are.
If rumors are to be believed, they asked Edwin Diaz, and then he went to the Dodgers instead.
April the 19th. I don't think they asked very hard, to be honest with you. I think Hoffman was always... They were gonna find the good in Hoffman. Yep.
I don't know about that.
He blew the World Series.
I don't know about that. Remember last year, Ross Atkins said at the end of the season thing, he was like, great thing about Jeff, he's not married to that position. Well,
someone's married to it. They keep doing it. How many games are you going to piss away with this as your closer? This guy, honest.
How much longer are you going to go until we say...
Funny story.
We're going to give up on this season.
Can I tell you a funny... Well, what are they now? 7-13. There's 6 games under 500 after 20 games.
How much longer do you think? End of May?
It's not going to get any better.
Well, because all I hear is people on social media is people going, don't give up yet.
No, don't give up yet. But I am starting to come down the hill a little bit and believing
but my point
this was lightning in a bottle.
My question is, when are you going to go full rock bottom? This is not going to get.
Well, here's my other thing. The Blue Jays were touted last year as always putting balls in play and never strike out.
Don't do a damn thing now.
They are the third worst team chasing, striking out.
Yeah.
Right? They're swinging at everything. Everything. So anyway.
Was that your funny story?
Anyway, here's my funny story about Hoffman. I can't even remember who they were playing. Who did they play before this series?
Oh, Brewers.
Right, Milwaukee. And I was watching one night, and I don't remember the score or the situation, but anyway, they brought Hoffman in to close.
Yeah.
He was horrible. Brewers ended up tying. They had to bring in Louis.
Barland.
Who got, I think it was bases loaded too with 2 out. They brought in Louis. Louis strikes out who he has to. They go on to extras. Right? So, again, Hoffman fails us. Louis comes in.
And they win.
And it was late, and your stepmother was sleeping, so I was quietly chewing on my everything inside of me. I was bleeding internally from what Hoffman was doing. So then the next day, I come home from work, and I walk in the door.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear the baseball game going. And I thought, geez, I didn't know that was an afternoon game. And I looked over, and it was the 9th inning. I said, oh, geez, I'll sit down and watch the end of this. And there's Hoffman.
That's the same thing again.
And it was, they were leading by a run or something. And Hoffman gave it up, and they tied it, and I lost my crap. I started flipping out, saying, how many more times? And then they brought in Louis, and I turned to your stepmother and said, is this last night's game? She said, yeah. I said, why didn't you tell me before I started flipping out?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
That's on me. But hey, it happened 2 days later, so who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's today's thumbnail.
Yeah.
We've a long time talking about it, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no other word to say than ridiculous. And those quotes,
I agree.
Sid has to attack these quotes. This is a scary situation.
I agree with.
If there's a situation to close out a game, I'll take Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, I got that one too. That's one I had.
I'll take anybody but Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, I don't like Schneider as much as you do, and I think he needs to go, but he's not going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere. He just got a 2-year deal, and
yeah.
they just think he's wonderful. Only on this, here's what they need to do. They want to keep Jeff, put him into middle relief for a while.
Yep.
Non-stress innings.
Louis closer.
Louis has to be the closer for now. That's all it has to. You can give that guy the ball, and every now and then he's going to cough one up. But he comes in with confidence. As soon as Hoffman comes in and either walks or gives up a hit, his shoulders slump down, and we're toast. Here it is, batting practice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a long introduction to say, what are we doing today, my son?
Well, we're going to play Leafs edition of What Are the Chances?
Okay. We'll have to make it fast.
I don't know if we'll be able to.
Because I don't think this is going to be 10 minutes with Andrew.
I don't think we're going to be able to.
Why?
Because we got to play something first.
Okay.
So, earlier this week,
Yep.
It was Leafs locker cleanout day.
Yep.
Where everybody spoke. Nylander took a lot of heat because he spoke for 90 seconds.
I know he's not Sid's favorite guy.
No. And he didn't say anything. He was just totally he definitely spoke to PR beforehand. He didn't say anything. There was no reason to follow up with anything. So he just spoke for a minute and a half. Tanev talked about his injury and he's going to be good to go next season. But Berube was asked point blank, are you back next season? He said yes.
Well, at this
there
point,
was a
why
bunch
wouldn't
of
he
stuff.
be? He hasn't been told he's not.
Yeah. This we also said he hasn't heard, and he said, I haven't heard that from Keith. I just think yes, I am going to be back.
Other than for guys like us and everybody else on the tube that are doing this, I don't know why they do that with the players. Mm-hmm. Just let them leave town. It means nothing.
The big one though was Austin Matthews who spoke, and again we haven't seen Austin Matthews speak since before the Anaheim game when he got hit by Gudas. And I took a few of what I thought were the key moments of the press conference, and I just kind of condensed them down into one clip. And here's what Austin Matthews had to say about a couple of different things.
Yeah, just before we get going, obviously, this was a tough year. It was a frustrating year. We didn't meet the goals or the expectations that we set out at the start.
Met him at the end,
ultimately, that's on me. That's on us as players. We're the ones that have to go out there and compete and play the game. And we didn't do that well enough this year, consistently enough this year to put ourselves in a better spot. I love being the captain of this team. I think it's an incredible honor to to wake up every day and wear this jersey. And I think that's not lost on me, even despite the circumstances and the way that the season went.
So that's him being his captain role.
Yeah.
Right. That's on me.
Yeah.
He wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
I'm the leader. It's on me. It's not just on you, but yeah, your season was pretty horrible in relative terms to what we're used to, for sure. Any comments on that? I noticed it was 3 minutes. I was just
No, not really. It was just like that's typical what he would say. He is the captain. He kind of has to take some of it. If it's not his total fault, like the defense in particular was terrible this year.
Yeah.
And like the goaltending wasn't great because they were hurt a lot. But
lightning in a bottle. Last year, the goaltending was it lightning in a bottle?
It might have been. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else Austin has to say.
Also, there's been a lot of people projecting their thoughts on what you think of the future of this franchise and your place within it. I'm sure you've heard that. How do you view your future with the Leafs moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I can't predict the future. Obviously, there's steps that kind of have to, take place. They're going to hire new leadership at management and stuff like that. So, I don't really know. I think that's kind of, like I said, I can't really predict the future.
How did you interpret Matt when the Gudis hit happens and there's no reaction from your teammates?
Just pause for a second.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it was an unfortunate play.
That pause there was
that's what I wanted to talk about.
They responded in the third period.
We will.
But, it's an unfortunate play.
So if you didn't catch his answer there, he paused for a long time and then said, I thought they responded in the third period, which they didn't really. They just got a couple of goals. But he said, I thought they responded in the third period, and it was an unfortunate play. He said that twice.
Yeah, and I'm forgetting his name now, the young rookie. He had a fight.
Cowan.
Yeah, Easton Cowan fought. And I don't know if Max Domi didn't fight someone. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. But don't, long pause. Obviously embarrassing that no one came to his aid, but he wouldn't have. If Willie got hit
If it was
like
Willie,
that,
yeah.
do you think he would have jumped in?
No.
No, because that's not the culture of the team. But before that, he was asked about the future, and he can't predict the future, and it's a bit rough. Remember Sid talking about this, and one of the people tweeted in or wrote in or chatted in, for $14 million, maybe you could have a go at predicting the future for us, right? For $14 million?
Look back at this season, where do you think things went wrong?
Tough one.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's like a more complicated question than I can really answer. I mean, I think just the level of consistency that, we didn't play with, hurt, because I thought we had really good stretches of hockey throughout the year and put together some good games, but just the consistency night after night wasn't there.
Here's the problem. Defensively, you were horrible.
Yeah.
Not him, the team. Goaltending was shoddy. And they didn't have a first line.
And Berube,
or a second line, third line, or fourth line. But they didn't have a number one. They spent the whole year trying to figure out who's playing with who.
when Berube was talking, he basically made it seem like if they had Chris Tanev, it would have been better.
Would have been better because he makes other players better.
But as Sid pointed out, let's not Chris Tanev's also aging and is very much beaten up.
Well, he was better. They were better when he played defensively. Yeah. But it was masking a lot, I think. Oops, I lost our spot. Was there more in there?
Yeah.
What'd you want to hear?
There's always change after, each season. Obviously, there's 31 teams that go home not,
I didn't see any question for that one.
Not happy about how their season went. But, I think for us personally, like I said earlier, I mean, we take that accountability as players because we're the ones that have to go out and play and do that. And, unfortunately, when we don't do that well enough and we don't meet those goals and expectations, people are let go, lose their jobs, and there's change. So, I think
that was Steve Simmons' question.
That's on us for sure.
The 31 other teams that go home disappoint. That's a stupid statement, really. Because it was pointed out, the team that loses the Stanley Cup
in the final,
right? They're not at the same level as the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
So anyway, I think we're going to have to move on to the game, my buddy.
Yep.
Because we're 20 minutes in. So what are the chances, Leafs edition, based on that, or just Leafs edition?
Just Leafs edition.
All right, let's hear it.
So the first one, okay. I thought you were going to go
rush me.
fast.
Don't rush me.
By the way, that last part,
Yeah.
that was Steve Simmons' question.
Yeah.
And you know Steve Simmons is pretty, aggressive with his stuff.
He hates him.
He basically said his question was, you've been here 10 years. This is going to be your fourth, I think, general manager and like fourth coach or something. Like, how long do you think it's going to be until it's on you? And that's basically was his answer. It's like it's normal for that to
I
be.
don't think many players like Simmons because he asks some questions that are very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like Simmons, but players wouldn't.
No.
So.
Now, we've done this one 1,000 times before, but let's see if our answers has changed any after that Austin Matthews clip.
I'm just giving you rapid fire answers now.
Will Matthews be traded this offseason?
No.
Well, it has to be a percentage. Just what are the chances?
Oh, 100% no.
So 0%.
0% chance Austin Matthews will be traded. Yes, 0% chance.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I thought that answer was more interesting than usual with the I can't predict the future.
I think he's waiting to see what happens with who comes in and whether or not he likes to plan going forward. But
Yeah.
I think they'll sugarcoat it and milk it and make it seem they're going to say all the right buzzwords. We're all going to get excited, and then what's going to happen is what's going to happen.
I'm going to say 5. I think it's
5%.
I think there's a little chance, but not much.
So Matthews is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still has 2 years left, right?
Yeah.
So
And full no move.
Trade him next year, right? Stick around another year, see how it goes, and if it's no good, he wants out, you trade him.
Yeah. I think
Right?
by early next year, if it doesn't get any better, he's going to want out.
Okay, so we both think
Not going to happen.
34 is a Leaf for another year,
Yeah.
at least. And you know what? If he returns to form,
Yeah.
that's a good keep. At 14 million, 13.9 or whatever.
Now, despite what Craig Berube said, Keith Pelly said he was going to wait to see what the new GM thinks of Berube before he make a decision. So what are the chances Berube actually stays?
Keith Pelly, Ross Atkins, Mark Shapiro, John Schneider. It's a hard time to be a Toronto fan. Anyway, the chances that Berube stays.
Yeah. Because Darren Dreger says he thinks a lot of players want him to stay. But as you pointed out to me yesterday, I don't know if Matthews does. I don't know if he likes him.
Well, he had his worst year under him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any. He says he loves Chief.
Yeah.
But, you're not going to get on there and say, I hate the coach.
No. Unless you're Rick
I
Bowness.
might have to pull an Andrew on this one.
50?
I have no idea. I cannot imagine.
But it's just he said yes.
Craig Berube is a good coach. Well, no one's talked to him about it.
Yeah.
So he's under the impression that for now I'm here.
Yeah.
I think he's a good coach, and I don't know if he just let that walk out the door. It's going to depend 100% on who they bring in.
And Berube, he didn't do the Rick Bowness thing of going out there and burying the team.
Here's what I could see happening. They start with Chief. And if it's a rough start in the fall, early exit.
That was Dangle compared that to, because that's what Dangle thinks they're going to do too, and he said that's compared to like what they did with Babcock.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I think he's a good coach that deserves a shot. I mean, the year before they were pretty good.
Yeah, they won the
Berube,
Atlantic. Yeah.
Under Berube,
Yeah.
right? Darn near took Florida out, except the Leafs showed up in Game 7, the regular
Yeah.
Leafs.
The regular Leafs, yeah.
So
And Game 5.
it's a lot to put on Berube. Now I understand he's the coach, but I think, and I understand he has a say in the culture, but that culture has been rancid since long before he got
But
there.
he said he liked the culture. He had no problem with the culture.
Yeah,
which was
some
weird.
of those quotes too from him. So I'm going to say 51% chancey. What was the question?
That he stays.
That he stays.
I'm going to say.
I think he starts the season there, for sure.
I'm going to say 37.
Okay, so he's gone in your view.
Yeah. I
Before the
think they're
start of
going
the
to bring him
season?
up. Yeah.
No, a new guy might come in and say, I'm wiping this slate clean. Everybody's out of here.
And it won't be Sonny Meta.
But then you got an awful lot of work to get the coach and the players you need in one summer.
It's true.
Right?
By the way, the Leafs finished in their season because they finished in the bottom 5. They finished 1 point out of a guaranteed top 5 pick.
Oh, well.
But now they got to have to go to the lottery and hope they get the top 5 pick.
Darn one of those games they won back in October.
Yeah.
And might I also say that playoffs have started?
We saw the Ottawa-Carolina game yesterday.
And thank you, Gary Bettman, for screwing Canadian fans.
Yeah.
Not one primetime Canadian matchup.
Nope.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 6 o'clock or something. There's 5:45 for the Canadians today in Tampa.
Yesterday was Ottawa-Carolina.
in the afternoon.
Yep.
Now, I got to tell you, I can't see a lot of eyeballs on that series.
No.
Carolina and Ottawa. It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Brady at the end.
It was better than Holy Heart versus Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I switched between the two of
Poor
those.
Holy Heart, God.
I was switching between the two of those. But anyway, thank you, Gary Bettman. And again, giving Canadian hockey fans the middle finger. Next one.
What are the chances Mike Gillis, next Leafs GM?
I hope not. That's a dinosaur who's been out of the game for 10 years.
It sounds like it's Gillis or no one.
It can't be. Based on what blue-rimmed glasses Keith Pelly said about AI and stats and data.
No, but Gillis
and all this
apparently is an
stuff.
analytics guy.
Okay, he's been out of the game for 10 years.
But he's been like working with teams over in like Switzerland or something to get better.
But we know it's not Maida.
No, he's going to New Jersey.
He's going to New Jersey. What are the chances is Gillis?
Yeah.
Got to be 10%. There's no way they're bringing in that dinosaur. It's not happening.
90. It's going to be Gillis, man. It's going to be Gillis.
You might be right. I hope you're not.
It's absolutely going to be Gillis.
We need... Okay.
Now, by the way, I don't like it. Mike Gillis is 67 years old. I don't think he knows how to run a team in 2026. But I think it's going to be him.
He's how old?
67.
Okay. I don't mind that. But the game
Really,
is,
a near 70-year-old running a 2026 team?
the game. Lou Lamoriello was running the team
That's
up
true,
to
he's
last
80,
year.
yeah.
The game is totally different now, and I'm not into this AI and stats and data driven and all this stuff. You got to have your brain involved in some of this and your heart involved in some of this. There has to be a human factor, but I just think there's a disconnect between the players today and the 70-year-old GMs.
Yeah.
It's not even close
Yeah.
anymore, right?
Yeah.
So you say Gillis, I say hope not.
Yeah.
Okay. Last
more.
one?
Yep. This is going to be an easy one, I think, for both of us. What are the chances that one of Lawton and McMahon return to Toronto?
0.
0, I agree.
I definitely not McMahon.
I heard Seattle was dying to keep McMahon,
yeah.
and I heard Lawton loves LA.
That's the thing. When those players get out to the warm climate markets, they're like,
Well, Seattle's not really a...
this. Well, I'm not talking about Seattle. I'm talking about Lawton.
Yeah.
I don't think McMahon. I don't think Seattle's going to let McMahon go.
No, he was great for that.
But you get guys going to Florida and San Jose and LA, and they're like, well, I could live like this.
Yeah.
Nobody's tormenting them because it's not a massive market there.
No.
They got beautiful weather. They get to go to the beach on their off days, play their golf all year long.
Yeah.
They don't have to deal with the media, which is intense in the Canadian markets. So it's a tough buyback.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
true.
time. That's it.
Yep.
We get through it?
We did.
30 minutes with Andrew. And on the Blue Jays, best part of being terrible, you can only go up.
I don't know about that.
That's my positive affirmation for today.
So thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. We'll be back next week with the next episode.
Fire this man.
Fire this man.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.